Is Edessa myself. The correspondence to Edessa was delivered by Thaddeus and Judas Thomas in that case. Is Judas Thomas the same as Judas Barsabbas? Is Thaddeus in the apostle list? Remember, his place is taken by Judas of James in the Gospel of Luke. There's no Thaddeus in the Gospel of Luke. He's only in Matthew and Mark. He's not even in, as far as I remember, John. In Luke, Thaddeus is Judas, the brother of James. Is this the same Judas again? I think it is. I think it's just another version of this Judas that keeps popping up. Judas Thomas, Judas the twin, Judas the brother of James, in the letter of Jude, and in the Luke and apostle lists. Judas Barsabbas. You know, I would scrunch all these guys down, but if you may think differently, I'm just giving you a suggestion to think about. Anyway, or else it's just as it is here, and we don't know who he is. Paul and Barnabas remained at Antioch preaching the word of God. And then, this thing I read you last time, and Barnabas wanted to take John Mark on the next voyage, but Paul did not agree that they should take the one that had deserted their efforts at Pamphylia. So there came a sharp argument between them. So Acts is straightforward here. So they separated from one another, and Barnabas took Mark and sailed away to Cyprus. Okay? So, do we all agree there are differences, even in Acts now? Sharp differences. And they fell out. Wouldn't we call this a falling out? If you go to Europe with somebody, and then you write home to your mom, Mom, I'm not traveling with so-and-so anymore. We had a little argument, and I've taken some news. He went away, or she went away with so-and-so, and they've fallen out. Now, in Galatians, he falls out with Barnabas over the table fellowship issue. I think that's what the argument is about. And John Mark, whoever he is, he's supposed to be, I think, the author of the Gospel of Mark. In any case, whoever he is, if that's a real name or not, Mary, the mother of John Mark, we met. That's where you went to leave a message for James. It looks like part of the family again. However that may be, the earlier version, remember, it said, and Mark left them and went back to Jerusalem in chapter 13. Here it says they had a sharp argument and they break. So that John Mark, when he went back from Jerusalem, he went back to report on Paul. If you accept these things. He went back to report on Paul, and that triggered the Jerusalem conference. In other words, he was like a spy, if you like, or someone who, reporting a spy. I mean, if I'm doing things someone else doing, you're going to go and tell someone else, aren't you? That's just normal. If you're a part of the movement, you're going to go tell the leadership. It's not a spy. He went and told the Jerusalem leadership. They sent the people down to Antioch. Come on up here. We got to talk about this. Is that fair enough description of what may have? I mean, I don't think if you have a better one, let me know. Okay, so Paul has to get some new companions. So he has a certain disciple named Timothy, whose mother was a believing Jewess, but the father was a Greek. And so even though he was not obliged to be circumcised according to Paul's view, Paul circumcised him because of the Jews who were in these places. Poor Jews. They come in for it all the time. He wouldn't have to. If he didn't go to Jewish areas, he wouldn't have to bother about it, would he? If he stayed out of the synagogues like he was supposed to do, it wouldn't be an issue, would he? But Acts doesn't give them a break. Acts cuts them no slack. The Holocaust does not surprise me, my friends, unfortunately. Because good people were involved in it. Good people who were not evil people, but had been conditioned with this sort of ideas. Anyway, that also relates up to what Paul says in Galatians. He says in Galatians that after 14 years, chapter 2, I went up to Jerusalem with Barnabas, taking Titus now with me. I went according to Revelation, to lay before them the gospel which I preach among the Gentiles, that is an apocalypsis, a vision. I did this privately to those that were thought to be important. I read you this last time, for fear that somehow I might have been running or had run in vain. But even Titus, who was with me, being a Greek, was forced to be circumcised. So here it's Titus he's talking about. Here it's Timothy. I don't think Titus and Timothy are different people. Say what? No, they often have Greek and Latin names. Titus would be the Roman Latin name. Timothy would be the Greek name. They both serve the same function. Now sometimes I do admit in one letter he mentions them both together, but that may not be completely authentic. I think there isn't two different people, Titus and Timothy. I think there's only one person who goes by two names. Anyway, the issue was circumcision with both of them. And they are Paul's traveling companions. I want to skip here a little bit. I'll come back to this maybe next time, but he goes through Macedonia here. This starts the Greek mainland mission. In Thessalonica, for instance, chapter 17, right into the Jews' synagogue there. Jews are very successful. They got synagogues everywhere. They're really doing well up to this time. Not afterwards, I can tell you that. This is like a scourge about to set upon them. I feel sorry for them. Look at this here, line 10 of chapter 17. When they arrived, they went into the synagogues of the Jews. But, I mean, Acts is proud of that, but Galatians says he wasn't going to do it. Okay, fair. You want to do a thing and you don't like what they represent, go take it out to the other people. But why go to their synagogues? Because that's where the potential purchasers, if you like, were, the potential recipients. Chapter 18, he gets down to Corinth. He finds there a Jew named Aquila. His wife was Priscilla. They had left Italy at the time of Claudius because he had ordered all the Jews expelled from Rome, and that's true now. I forgot to tell you, in 1610, right before moving into Greece,